the people of that community had tried to deal with him. They tried to deal with him, with this evil spirit. And here's what they did. They tried to bind him. They tried to restrain him. They tried to contain him, right? That's what they were trying to do. And they could not. The evil spirit could not be contained, could not be restrained. And there is this in the text, it doesn't really make it super clear in the English, but there's this fight that happens in the confrontation. There really is this struggle that happens with Jesus and this man. And it says that Jesus has already said to him, come out of this man, you evil spirit. But there's this like struggle. And finally, Jesus asks him sort of in this final authority that he takes over this evil spirit. He says this, what is your name? What is your name? And when Jesus says that, and the demon responds with his name, my name is Legion, he replied, for we are many. As soon as Jesus names the evil spirit, he now has a dominant role. He has an authority over it. And this is really fascinating to me because I think we try a lot of restraining and containing. If we're going to talk about racism specifically, we might change our language. We don't say things that aren't, even sort of some of the demographics we might look at, or we might feel bad about it, or we might have a tokenism type of approach to racism, trying to contain its power, trying to restrain its power. But the evil of racism cannot be contained. It cannot be restrained. It has to be named. It has to be named. We can try to restrain or contain evil, but the only way to get free is to name the evil. You can't get free from what you won't acknowledge. You can't be liberated from what you won't say. James Cone, the author of God of the Oppressed and the Cross and the Lynching Tree, he says this, if we cannot recognize the truth, then it cannot liberate us from untruth. In so many ways in our lives, we try to restrain and contain evil, but it has to be named. We have to name it. This time in our lives, racism is one of those things, an evil that must be named and then submitted to the authority of Jesus who can cast it out. It's a personal confrontation that happens with a man, absolutely. But it's also a social confrontation. See, the man responds, or the evil spirit responds, my name is Legion, and then begs to be put into the pigs. And then the pigs actually go into the sea. Now, there's a couple things I want to share with you about this text that are mind-blowing. And Jesus has all of these incredible multi-layered abilities to talk to us. One, the name Legion is a Roman military term for soldiers, for thousands of soldiers that would be the enforcers of Roman law. In particular, the legion that was occupying Israel and Palestine at the time of Jesus, the specific legion, the Roman legion, was called Legio X Fretinensis. I'm going to show you a picture here of one of their standards. One of their standards, their symbol was a wild boar. Now, when we get back to the conversation about what happens after this occurs with Jesus, we might be able to understand the political implications. When we're confronting evil, we confront it personally. Yes, we do. We confront it socially. We confront it economically, and we confront it politically. This is what's happening in this confrontation with evil. The legion is a Roman military. There's representation there. The pigs are representation of this. But not only that, those farmers, those Gentile farmers are farming pigs. And who are they feeding? Who are those pigs feeding? They're not feeding the Jews. Then who are they feeding? They're feeding the legion. They're feeding the oppressor. And so what happens in this deliverance account, this incredible freedom account, is that the food, the economy, the source of the oppressor's meat is being driven into the sea, is being destroyed.